You know, I just realised this is called The Northman, starring Alexander Skarsgård. And he's also in True Blood, which is, by the way, one of my favourite shows ever made. And in that show, his name is Eric Northman. I don't even know why I just said that, but you know what? We're keeping it in. The Northman. The story for The Northman, with of course zero spoilers. Our lead hero for the movie, when he was very, very young, he saw his dad, who's also the king. He got absolutely chefed off, mate, and he vowed to take revenge. And then we get a massive time jump, and years later, we have Alexander Skarsgård, the grown-up version, and he's basically out for revenge, mate. And reading the synopsis, or just hearing me explain the basic plot of the story, it sounds kind of generic and kind of, like, dead. But I will be honest, the story, like what I just explained, it's the blueprint, but there is a lot of stuff that goes on here, man. Multiple twists and turns, and it is fire, mate. I actually really like the story. In fact, I really like this movie. It takes place way back in the day on like Iceland and all that stuff, man. We have Vikings, Norse mythology, all that good stuff. That is like the center of this movie. But again, the basic blueprint for the movie, it's a revenge thing, man. Like he's out to kill someone, get his mum back. You kind of seen it a million times, but the movie does so many like twists and turns. Like, I thought I had an idea about a quarter way and I was like, cool, he's gonna do this and he's just gonna do this, and yeah, I was wrong, mate. All of it completely wrong. Genuinely, I did not think the movie would take certain paths, and it felt like really refreshing, man. I really enjoyed it, and it is very realistic, extremely gritty, but it has this like sprinkled throughout, this like Norse mythology, fantasy kind of thing. There's no dragons or like crazy stuff, but it kind of feels like you're seeing it through his eyes. And of course they believe in like Odin and all that stuff. So you see some like crazy scenes mixed in this like very, very gritty movie. And I think, for me anyway, they hit an absolute perfect balance for it. Like, anytime you see, like, a scene, you're like, well, obviously, this isn't real, or he's imagining it, or it just, whatever it is, it feels so good in this crazy, gritty, realistic movie. They just nailed it, mate. The story, just everything involving around it, I thought it was really good, man. I really, really enjoyed it. As for the cast, of course, you have Alexander Skarsgård in the lead role. My guy, I'm being real, man. I grew up on True Blood. It is my baby. I've loved him ever since he was Eric Northman, but I'm gonna be real, I don't think he's ever been this good in anything ever. He was so unbelievable, mate. Which is kind of crazy because compared to other characters, he doesn't even say that much. Like, he's all about the action. He gets stuff done. You can tell, though, he's got the fire, the revenge, the emotions. They're inside. You see it on his face, no matter what he's trying to do, and, like, show he's this beast, literally like a man-wolf. He has the emotions inside. He killed this role. He was great, mate. Genuinely the best I've ever seen of him. Anya Taylor-Joy is also in this movie. She's basically a slave, if I'm being honest. However, her role was amazing. Like, I can't really go into it because it will spoil it. I don't want to say anything. Her performance was really good. I loved how she came into the story. It didn't feel forced. It felt natural. It was really, really good. If you've seen the poster, of course, you know Ethan Hawke's in the movie, William Dafoe's in the movie. Just hold back your expectations. I actually didn't see the trailer, so I don't know how like bait they were, like reeled you in kind of thing with the trailers, because I actually did not see it. But they are not in the movie for a long ass time. Just keep that in check when you go and see this movie. Also, Nicole Kidman's in the movie. She's basically the hero's mother. She was unbelievable in this weird like mother emotion creepy thing that I've like not seen for a while. It was amazing. Like, her acting was so goddamn good. To be honest, everyone was good. No one was like cheesy or anything like that. To be honest, man, the casting, I don't want to say it was perfect, but it was. Yeah, it was. It's perfect. Now, this movie is rated R, or rated 15 in the UK. It has a lot of violence, of course. You've got people getting killed with swords, axes, with their bare hands. You get it. It definitely is not like a gore fest. There's not like blood on the screen every like 5 minutes or so. They really like, to be honest, with the action and stuff, they use it kind of sparingly, but when they do show it, they make it crystal clear it is painful and this stuff is gonna hurt, mate, and you don't want to get slapped in the face with an axe, mate. I'm not comparing this movie to like Gladiator because they are totally different, but if you've seen Gladiator, that amount of like blood and violence, it's pretty much the same in this movie. There's also hardly any CGI, mate. Like, everything is filmed for real in Iceland, I'm assuming. By the way, Iceland, man, Iceland looks so sick. But because you can see it is real, these houses are real, the people look like they're really living in that time, the boats are real, it gives it more like authenticity to this gritty, grounded in, like, I don't want to say grounded in reality, but it kind of was reality. I mean, this stuff was going on back in the day. It looks and feels very, very real. That's also another thing. Again, this is rated R. It's not rated M. There's not crazy gore, but there are some crazy scenes, mate. I'm just throwing it out there. They make sure you are fully aware that certain things happened like back in the day, which I'm assuming they're real things because they felt very real. They show you this on here, even if it like turns away at the last minute, or if you just see it happening, or maybe just hear it happening. They are showing you what really happened, mate. They're not glorifying this type of stuff, which I really appreciate. Again, makes it feel realistic, makes it feel gritty. Also, the sound for the movie, when they're having like ritual stuff and pretending to be wolves and shouting and screaming, man, I just wanted to get up and just slap someone, mate. This movie was really, really sick, man. The story, at like a blueprint level, very, very basic. It's a revenge story. However, I haven't seen it done this way before. I love all the Norse stuff. And again, sprinkled throughout is this crazy stuff, man. I can't really explain it. You'll know it immediately. I think they hit the perfect balance because at the end of the day, even seeing some of this crazy stuff, it felt extremely realistic. This movie was sick. The only thing that I'm like, I guess is a negative, it might just be for me, maybe I'm completely tripping because this is still a 2-hour and 20-minute movie. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer. Some scenes felt not rushed, but they were like quick to get to the next scene. It didn't happen often. It only actually happened once. Of course, I ain't gonna say what it is. It will be a spoiler. But I just wish some tiny amount of scenes were a tiny bit longer, but I am going into the realm of nitpicking. This movie was sick, and I'm gonna give The Northman 8 nerds out of 10. Casually see people giving it an 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good. It kind of depends. If you like this time period and you want a story in here, you could really, really love this movie, man. If you find this stuff interesting, you're going to really like it. If you just don't care about this stuff and you only want to see like aliens and lasers, probably best skip it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my review. Have you seen it? Let me know down below. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. Hey, yo, we're getting 50k by the end of the year. Let's make it happen. See you in a bit.